your life full of love and sweetness.
The Joyful Noise Radio Hour. Today on the Joyful Noise Radio Hour, we will be diving into one of the single most important bands making music today. That is, of course, Deerhoof. Deerhoof first blew my impressionable young mind sometime in the early 2000s. There are a few bands that have influenced my musical upbringing to such an extent. And in recent years, we have worked with the band very closely, which has been a huge honor and honestly kind of therapeutic. As I say later in this episode, I don't think there's a better band for a label to navigate the apocalypse with. This interview happened the first time that all four members of Deerhoof were in the same room together for the last 2 years. This was a really special moment to catch up with the band, which was recorded at Ed's house in Portland, just after they had performed together in person for the first time since the pandemic. They had just finished filming their new live stream, which is premiering December 12th on Bandcamp. And this is not just a typical live performance, but it's also a mini documentary of sorts in which the band documents their experience of traveling and meeting up for the first time since the pandemic, and performs many of their new songs live, literally for the first time ever, since they were recorded in isolation. During the interview, we discuss everything from practical DIY touring tips to the difference between stadium and arena rock, their experience touring with enormous bands like Radiohead or the Red Hot Chili Peppers while traveling in a Prius or minivan, and what it's like to start playing again after 2 years of isolation, after you've been a band for 26 years. The conversation was so fun, in fact, that we had to split it into a 2-part episode, and part 2 will be available in the coming weeks. Also, I should mention that this interview is with all 4 band members, who are Greg, John, Ed, and Satomi, and they're all sitting in one room. So the audio volume is sometimes a little inconsistent, depending on who is closest to the microphone. And if you want to see who is actually talking, check out the YouTube version of this episode. Prior to part 1 of the interview, I will be playing a couple songs from the band's newly recorded album, Actually You Can, and then one sneak peek at a live song from the new Bandcamp event. Make sure to visit Deerhoof's Bandcamp page at deerhoof.bandcamp.com and check out this incredible live performance / mini documentary, which is airing live on the 12th of December. Here we go.
If we only have planted onions, how are these tomatoes all growing? This refrigerator is so well stocked. go in the refrigerator.
thought it was night, but it's day. It's every day at once. One for every visible star. It's every day at once. One for every visible star. I was fine till you got here, my friend. I was fine till you got here, my friend. I was fine till you got here, my friend.
The trumpet scatters its awful sound over the graves of all lands, summoning all before the throne. Death and mankind shall be stunned when nature arises to give account before the judge.
Hello.
Hi, Carl.
Hi. Thanks for jumping on, guys. I know your time is limited right now because this is your first time together in person in 2 years?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
That was like January 30th or something.
Yeah, January 30th, 2020 was the last show we played together was in Montreal. We did New York and Montreal, and then we all went home. And then everybody stayed home.
Yeah.
For a long
unknowingly.
And then for 2 years, we miraculously really got along super well.
Yeah.
That all came crashing down upon our reunion.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you see yourselves in physical form, you're just...
Yeah, totally.
So how's it... I'm really curious to know just how it feels to be a band for 26 years or something, and then take 2 years without seeing those people, and then try to relearn how to play together. What'd that feel like?
It was incredibly easy.
Yeah.
It was shockingly easy.
Riding a bike?
Yes. I mean, whatever. It's hard. I mean, I'll say for myself personally, it's like I I think just I had to prepare because I have just kind of lost my ability to play my instrument in this way with these people. But I, just practicing before we came, and then once we got into a room together, it was kind of like, oh, this is like we instantly kind of,
we all prepared. I mean, we prepared at the hard stuff, I think.
Exactly.
But it's still like, was there still a natural sort of like cohesion that happened?
There had never been a natural cohesion in the other 26.
What? I feel like Deerhoof is only natural cohesion.
It's unnatural.
Check YouTube, check live videos again a little more carefully. You will see.
I've seen you guys live
Yeah.
times, man. No, I mean, you guys are one of the best improv adjacent bands, You're one of the best bands that can like play off of each other. It feels like the energy between you four is part of the magic or whatever.
I think what you're referring to is like there's the songs, and then there are the ways that we make them unnatural and incoherent with each performance. Ed was remarking today as we were recording our live video today, and in the middle of one of the songs or something, Ed was like, he feels like I did a fortune cookie today, and it said something like, you are very creative and alert. And Ed said in the middle of the song, I think I'm creating new mistakes every time I play it. Like I'm finding new things to do wrong.
That's true.
Every time I'm biffing in all new ways.
And so you guys just let the wrong things exist.
I mean, that is kind of like just our sort of modus operandi playing shows too.
John,
every
stop
night,
speaking in Latin.
Every night, it's definitely mistakes that we've never encountered before, and then trying to figure out how to get our way out of it.
Yeah. Do you ascribe to that rule of like, if you make a mistake, just play it again, and then it's not a mistake?
No, it was not a mistake. It was even the mistake isn't a mistake the first time.
You don't have. We don't
ascribe to that rule because it's a rule. Do we have any rules? Nobody in the backstage. Not even you, Carl.
No bananas.
No banana.
What are you talking about? I love bananas.
No more than one carrot.
Van. No banana.
No banana in the
No
van.
carrots or no bananas.
No. We definitely have
Because
carrots.
wait,
we learned this one the hard way.
Yeah.
But
why does that rule exist? What's the story behind that?
Everyone forgets about the bananas, and then you
get
you
gross.
come in one day,
And they start to smell. They have that weird.
Yeah.
Just played a
Do you
show.
think there's a single person that doesn't know this and who's watching this? Anyway. Sorry, let's teach them about it.
No, most people do not tour in a van for months on end, man.
You don't need to be in a van to know that bananas develop a smell when they get rotten.
Every square inch of a van is full. Somehow the bananas get shoved under a seat or something from somebody putting their backpack down. You play a show, you just finish your show in Atlanta or wherever, it's like 105 degrees outside, and then you
the carrots are sweating in the bag.
Yeah, you go into the hotel, you come back out, you open the door, and there's
alas.
Yeah.
There's a stink. Yeah.
Alas.
I feel personally called out for two reasons. One, I'm the one who put banana on our rider, and two, when he says it gets shoved under a backpack, there's only one person in this band who brings a backpack on tour, and it's me.
All this
sitting right here.
band
This is my
animosity,
backpack.
it's coming out again.
My backpack.
I wish that everyone could have seen everything that it just slid off the top of your backpack.
Yeah, exactly.
That was like
the
tutoring
backpack coffee.
The backpack
Oh, my clothes. And the tee, my yellow jacket, my pink jacket went into the tee.
I mean, I think the rule should be like, yeah, bananas on the rider, but no, but that's the one food item you don't take into the van after the show.
Or I mean, we kind of people are allowed to take them, but now it's like an honor system where it's like if you take bananas, it's up to you. You are accepting responsibility for these bananas.
Right.
It's like
Right.
It's like
And you know the consequences.
Yeah, when they would give you the egg to raise, like to see if you could handle a baby when you were in high school.
Oh, the what's that little?
And it's like you can have this banana, but you're
Tamagotchi.
accepting you have to take care of it. Yeah, Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But there's another rule.
Oh, wait.
We don't switch seats once
Oh yeah, that's the other rule.
we get on the bus.
Kind of unwritten rule.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've never
no one
talked
has
about
any
it. But that's just
desire.
like,
Yeah.
Is that per tour or every tour?
every tour.
Just utterly consistent.
John Driver, me, navigation / shotgun, Satomi, and Darren, who does our live sound in the sort of middle passage. And then Ed in the far back, sort of buried,
Buried gear.
kind of
probably
under a lot of the equipment, with a small DVD player and asleep.
I'm either asleep or pretending to be asleep. That's my role.
Yeah.
Wait, who does the best nod off? Who does the best nod off in the band? Okay, I'll go first. Okay, ready? That's incredibly realistic. Top that.
I actually didn't see it.
Well, I hope John's not nodding off because he's.
Oh, you
driving.
did it.
That was simultaneously
Yeah.
nodding off. Yours was a little more.
I actually
yours-
was nodding off
Yeah.
because it was so boring.
So
When I'm,
That's subtle.
I go backwards.
Oh yeah. You have that. You have the gravity bomb like that.
All right, you get a little bit of a snore in there.
Like the snore wakes you up.
Yeah, like the
You get
one
the-
shot.
Yeah.
So you guys always tour in a minivan, right? Have you always done that?
I don't know. There are places where we do not tour in the minivan. Those two places are Japan, where we tour in a bullet train, and then Japan does something where all the venues already have all the instruments. It's something that America should try. I mean, a bullet train is also something America should try. I mean, if we're going to go there.
There are quite a few things, probably.
Yeah, and you can send instruments at the convenience store to the venue.
You what?
So people in Japan, the musicians bring keyboard to the convenience store,
Really?
and then
Like Lawson?
the day before the show, and then send it to the venue. And so
But they have a show the day before the show
yeah,
because
but
they're
it's
on a
going to
tour.
arrive on time.
Wow.
So like after the show, they bring it to Lawson or something.
Yeah, they drop off at the 7-Eleven again and send it back home.
This incredible feature of that country is completely untried by Deerhoof. So we
Yeah.
can neither endorse nor recommend against its use. The other place would be Europe, where we have Jakob Juraszko, who drives us in his Sprinter van, and we use his amplifiers and stuff.
So
In the US, yeah.
in the US,
US and
Like-
Canada, we're in a rented minivan.
rented minivan, no trailer, all the gear in there.
No.
Never.
John can't back
Yeah.
up with the trailer. No.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know where to start.
asking for trouble.
Put it in R.
No.
You guys are so practical in everything you do, and that's a great example of the like
Yeah,
that
a lot of
the
it-
touring setup is just like the most low overhead practical thing possible.
Well, yeah, we do a sort of balance thing, like with a lot of aspects of like if we hire somebody, like it'll be like, oh, if we hire this person, are they going to bring in more money? Like then they're going to charge us, you know. But I mean that works in the van thing too, because it's like, okay, well, if we got a bigger van, we could bring a little bit more merch, but you know, like it's like,
Yeah.
are we going to sell enough merch to justify renting a bigger van and having more, you know, whatever. But I mean, we also
Right.
like with and merch side, we'll like mail merch to different like locations, cities.
Yeah.
Like if we can
From
tell
the
like, we're gonna
convenience
run
store.
out, we'll like just send it to a venue or to a convenience
But
store.
a lot of bands at your level would just be like, "Fuck it, I want comfort. Like, let's just get a bus."
No.
It's more comfortable.
No.
Yeah, it is more
No.
comfortable, yeah.
A lot of just slight correction. A lot of bands higher level than us. Yeah, no, that's just it. You think that you're saying that it's difficult to parallel park. We don't play. I mean, most of the venues we play don't even have a parking space for us, like we just play some dive, I mean, not every time. Sometimes we'll play a venue that has, a parking space for the artist, but a lot of times it's just like on the street or whatever. You just take your chances with the meter or whatever.
But
like we play kind of smaller venues,
Let's take the Red Hot Chili Peppers tour for example, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Those dude, I saw you guys in Chicago on that
when
tour.
they opened for us. Yeah, that's true.
When they opened for you, and all their fans were very confused. Just seeing the difference between how those two bands conduct themselves, the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Deerhoof, side by side, was hilarious to me and eye-opening, because they were traveling on private jets.
It was, well, to be fair, there were 13 18-wheelers. No, there were 5 18-wheelers and 13 tour buses.
Okay, yeah. Something like 17.
And one private jet. One.
Yeah, there's only one private jet.
Only one private jet.
All right. I got my facts wrong.
No, their carbon footprint,
Yeah.
Let's not
Okay,
go
so
out of control.
13 tour buses,
13 tour
one
buses,
private jet, and several...
Six 18-wheelers and a private jet.
Jesus Christ, man. And then you guys pull up in a minivan.
Yeah.
With
That
all
was actually
your
a full
gear
story.
and all band members contained inside that.
You should have seen it when we opened for Radiohead a few years earlier. We pulled up.
Was
in
it more
Prius.
extreme? What was it?
No. It was that we came in a Prius, in a rented Prius, and the people who were guarding the parking lot and getting into the backstage, the load-in area, were like. It was obvious to them that we were the Radiohead fanatics. That we were,
They're like,
just trying
you
to get
can't
on your
possibly.
signature.
You're lying to me. You can't possibly be the opening band.
That's what they said.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Get how we convinced them.
How'd you convince them?
What were you saying? Economy.
Yeah.
Did you do you guys have to text Johnny Greenwood or something and be like, they're not letting us in?
That was actually, we were just meeting, that we met them for the first time at that show.
We do not have Johnny Greenwood's telephone number. Anyways, that would be long distance.
Yes. But I've got it. It is 71.
One more thing about that Red Hot Chili Peppers show that I don't think. Okay, no, 2 more things about this.
One, the light show.
I don't think I've shared this with you guys, but okay. I thought it was amazing that you're playing this stadium, United Center, I think it's called. It's where the Chicago Bulls play, right? It's
I did my laundry in the Chicago Bulls industrial washer.
Oh, whoa.
It was so fun. I did my laundry in that washer. It was giant.
There's Michael Jordan DNA on your...
Yeah.
Still is all over my clothes.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But okay, so it's the most enormous stage you can imagine, but you guys are playing out of amps that are maybe this big, and you just stacked them on top of each other, right in the middle of the stage, and it came up to maybe my waist or something, and it was such an obvious...
There was nothing funny about that day.
It was
Carl.
incredible.
You know what I remember about that day?
Seeing you play
that?
a stadium out of that, you know what I mean?
That was the day.
Beautiful, man.
We were at the Chicago Bulls Stadium, or the arena. That was the day. We were like, should we do it? Should we not do it? Should we do it? Should we not do it? Are we going to risk a lawsuit for the rest of our lives? That was the day we posted the thing about all the stuff that Daytrotter had done to us.
Oh.
It was that from the backstage at the Chicago Bulls Stadium. And so we were freaking out with nerves. We weren't nervous about the show at all. We weren't nervous about how small our amps are. We were nervous that we were about to get sued out of existence, by whatever corporation owns Daytrotter or owned Daytrotter or whatever. So we were I felt a lot of jitters that day, and I was rewording my post many times, trying to like avoid legal repercussions. We were receiving threatening emails from their legal team.
Is Daytrotter still even around?
Greggy don't know.
Yeah, no idea.
Still awaiting my first check. But anyway, that's something.
Do you want to tell that story at all? Or no?
I just told it, baby. I just told it.
They fucked you over. Story.
That story. No. That story was covered in the post, and it's not something that happened to us. It's just something that if you're considering doing a Daytrotter session, maybe just consider the possibility that this might happen to you. Not that it happened to us.
Or not that Daytrotter sessions even happen anymore.
No, they don't happen. They don't happen. But if they happen, and you're considering one, I recommend the Deerhoof post from Chicago Bulls Arena. Who dang it?
No, me. It was Carl.
16?
Oh, that Carl dang.
What's that?
Yeah. I think it was 2016.
I have now 3 times interrupted your question about that show.
Oh, no, it's all right. Oh yeah, okay. I don't want to dwell on this stupid fucking, Chili Peppers thing, but I have to tell you guys that. So I went to that show. I drove up there and went with Tim Kinsella from Joan of Arc. He and I we're good friends, and so he and I
did a foot race once. I'm going to interrupt you for the 4th time. Tim and I did a foot race once. And I think he was faster, but he fell and I won. And it was on Bill Keene's roof, the drummer of Rainer Maria.
There's something poetic about that.
But nobody knows what.
But yeah, it's something unidentified.
Like Tim being faster, but then falling. That's like a metaphor for his entire career.
Like a Cat Stevens song.
He was so funny, such incredibly personable, friendly.
No, I loved him.
Yeah.
But here's the hilarious thing: is that we went there and we were both just like, this is fucked up, right? Like neither of us had ever been in a stadium to see a show like that, and we're just like, it's fucking crazy to see Deerhoof.
Stadium would be easier. I'm up to 5 interruptions. The stadium doesn't have all that bounce back, doesn't have that echo. The arena.
Oh, is there a difference between stadiums and arenas? I guess I never noticed.
Yes, Carl. Oh, please, you're breaking my heart, because the stadium has no roof. Or there's the occasional, the Superdome has a roof, but a stadium is where they play football. Okay, or baseball.
So what is the threshold between what is the distinctive factor?
The roof is the threshold. The arena is like
there are football
18,000
that have roofs, man.
Okay, but the difference is 18,000 capacity in the arena.
Okay, so
everything
is it a capacity
for
threshold?
hockey and basketball. Right. 18,000, and the stadium is 30,000, 40,000 for baseball, football. And usually there's either no roof or the roof is incredibly far away. And so the sound, a completely different universe. Playing in the arena is literally, maybe airplane hangar would be worse, but there's for both Deerhoof and Red Hot Chili Peppers, there is no possible human-made structure that could sound worse for music that has any details at all. It was an incredible thing watching Chad Smith from the side of the stage. The guy is actually a very busy player. Lots of grace notes and a lot of little stuff. He hits a splash cymbal. Just so busy, so many details going. And then you walk out to the front and you hear boom, boom. Everything else has been gated out. I'm not sure Chad even knows, what his drums sound like out front, but it has been grossly simplified,
Right.
Because it's very hard to hear details. It's hard to see details. You're just far. They had a really cool and very elaborate video system, but
So
But,
that's interesting to me. Like, so okay, small clubs sound good, arenas sound terrible, but then stadiums sound better than that. Like that, like somehow there's a like the sound wave.
Well, they just have less influence on the sound itself. It's like if it's a good
no
mix,
echo.
yeah, it's not echoing back.
Okay,
Like for like
if it's far
Greg
enough
would hit the
away,
snare, it would
the
be
audience
like,
is that is far enough away, then no echo.
But no, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying for music that bands or artists that have a lot of detail. But
Yeah.
when we talk about arena rock, I mean, by the end of that tour, we were playing arena rock because the acoustics force you to change the style that you play. No quiet notes, nothing small, nothing half-baked. And you realize the arena rock sound
No subtlety.
sounds good in arena. It sounds good in arena, but what it is it's everything in bold colors, everything in big blocky events, you know, the snares, poof, 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 you know, but not any, you know, no funny business,
No
you know,
subtlety.
and then that's arena rock, and it does sound good, I think. But the Chili Peppers, I think, sounded mediocre, and I'm not really sure how.
Oh yeah, well, I think they sounded terrible, and just to finish, the story that I tried to start about Tim. So I brought Tim Kinsella to that show. He and I watched you guys from the like side stage kind of area, and it was awesome. And then we were both kind of like, yeah, maybe we'll stick around for, I don't know, 2 or 3 Red Hot Chili Peppers songs just to see what it's like. And I think it was the beginning of the second song, he leaned into me and said, I feel like my brain cells and my sperm count are rapidly depleting. I need to leave. And he just walked out. And he just left.
Why is sperm count?
I don't know.
Does music make you less virile? Californication makes you less virile.
I have to say though, like I had friends come to that show.
Me too.
And
My brother showed them.
and they, you know, I guess I don't know if I got them on the guest list or whatever, but they were in the stands in the very far back, and you basically like you're walking back. Well, on the side it sounds just like completely crazy, and then you know it's just like wash of craziness, and then as you're walking back, the sound is constantly changing. But when I got back into the stands, it basically sounded exactly like a record. It sounded totally perfect in the stands. So I feel like maybe it's like the throw of those speakers in that space. In certain areas, it sounds fantastic, and in other areas, it's just garbage. You know?
I saw Guns N' Roses at a football stadium like like a month ago, which was great.
Oh dang!
And I had that experience. Like I was like, this sounds like shit, and I started walking.
That's the guy who plays the fretless guitar. We were just watching his Instagram videos.
Bumblefoot.
We were considering doing fretless guitars for the next album.
So bad, but it was just like you have to see. I don't know. It's like
but did you hear the microtones?
No.
What about the sound differentiation? What did you think?
Dude, Slash like played like a pretty stupid improv on like the blues riff for like 20 solid minutes. It was the most indulgent, stupid bullshit I've ever seen. No, it was awful.
Wait, I want to see that.
So bad. It was like it was
I remember the only 2 times I've seen, I have not seen I've not seen Guns N' Roses play, and I've never listened to their records, but I've seen the really 2 great things on YouTube that I would recommend. Is the Bridge School benefit concert of them playing Paradise City with all acoustic guitars.
DI acoustic guitar. It's like one of the most horrifying things in the world. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's like
wonderful. I've watched it many times.
Yeah,
and his voice, it sounds almost as though he needs water or something. and then I saw a video of AC/DC when what's his name? Scott Johnson? What's his name? Brian Johnson had nodes and had to have his nodes removed surgically
During
And-
the concert.
Not I can't top that. I was going to finish this.
Oh, no,
It's like Klaus Meine from the Scorpions. They both got nodes from attempting to sing loud and high every single night, well into their 40s and 50s, and he got nodes and had to be, removed from tour, or he would sound like Miles Davis for the rest of his life. He'd lose his vocal cords, and so they had various replacements. Axl Rose, but then Axl broke his leg or something before the show, and he sang in a chair, and it sounded absolutely amazing. This time he was provided with water, and he sounded incredible singing the AC/DC songs. Absolutely beautiful. For those about to rock, and, all the hits. It was incredible. He was wonderful.
Maybe he didn't have water at this show I saw.
At the one you saw. Poor guy.
All right. Well, we've talked about shitty bands enough, guys. Let's talk about Deerhoof.
I liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I actually really like.
Which one? Guns N' Roses and Red Hot Chili Peppers?
You like both? Oh.
Or AC/DC?
I do. I do.
I saw Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
you saw them?
Yeah.
Tell that story. Where?
When
When?
I first came to Japan.
Oh wow! Like what year?
Use Your Illusion too?
The first album came out.
Oh
and
wow!
they came to
Appetite for
Japan.
Destruction.
Appetite.
Like, wow.
It would be a good time to see him.
Yeah.
In the Budokan.
Oh no, they
A
were.
Budokan.
Yeah.
That's an arena, but that's one where many live records have been
What?
been
Yeah.
recorded.
Sure.
Yeah.
The Ventures live at Budokan, one of the greatest records ever made.
Yeah.
Ventures live, they do Pink Panther.
Yeah.
But wait, how did Guns N' Roses sound? Can you do the Axl Rose dance?
Yeah.
Wait. It's mostly about the feet, and you're behind a count. Wait. Wait, do the feet.
I can't do the feet like this. Me.
Oh, that is absolutely perfectly accurate. Incredible.
Yeah. But they were great.
I think it's called Serpentine.
We met Matt Sorum once. He was eating the hors d'oeuvres at the after party at the end of the Radiohead tour.
I don't know who that is.
The drummer.
Oh,
He was one of the drummers.
Yeah, he was like later on.
I think it wasn't Paradise City at the Bridge School benefit. It was Welcome to the Jungle. Paradise City. Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
right.
I mean, the definition of arena rock. Boom,
Right.
boom. And I read an interview with Matt Sorum once, still having never heard any of Guns N' Roses music, but somehow I ended up reading an interview with him. He said he wanted to make the beat a little more complicated, but Axl Rose kind of masterminding these things. He's like, no, boom, boom, that's it. Nothing extra.
Something I wanted to ask about is I've seen you guys like I don't know how many times, but I'm pretty sure that every time I've seen you, Greg, your drum setup is completely different, and sometimes you play like without hi-hats or like something crazy, like you take away like an essential element. You know what I mean? And
I told you we were in the minivan. Can't
it doesn't seem like it seems like you change it up every show to challenge yourself. Is that the case?
Don't remember, but I know that on tour it keeps me up at night for sure. I'm like, something is wrong with my setup. It doesn't
You're like,
sound.
oh, forgot the hi-hats.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, there are hi-hats in my drum set, and I think that's what's making me sound bad. I better remove them. I mean, I want to.
It's more like constantly refining.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, or just refining makes it sound like it was already nice, and I'm just, tinkering to make it sound that much nicer. I think a little bit more like just searching, panicking, like looking, what instrument should I play in this band, basically. And, if this makes it sound like I'm some kind of like crazed perfectionist, I would like to explain. Clearly,
I don't think anyone's accusing you of that.
With everyone present, that most of the criticism of the exact sonic characteristics that are coming from my area of the stage, that criticism is being expressed from the mouth not of me, but of certain bandmates whose vocal mic is picking up everything that I'm playing even louder than their vocals, and making it very difficult to sing. It makes it difficult for Darren because it's like, oh, vocal sound is good, and then I start playing and it's like, wow, there's more snare drum in the vocal mic than there is vocals, and I mean, he just mutes the drums at some point, and so I'm always looking for ways to make myself quieter, more pleasant, and I think we've nailed it today.
Yeah,
we nailed it today.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I think your version is. I mean, what you're talking about, I think, is like most apparent with you because it's like visually seem like because I mean,
I've seen you guys play with 12-string guitars though before.
Well, that's
randomly, both of you have 12-string guitars tonight.
There's so many things where it's like we might have a completely different like pedal lineup each time, where it's all of us are talking about that stuff all the time. Like, so Tommy's tried like a bunch of different vocal mics, but different like pedal. Like, so Tommy has a pedal for drive, for feed. Like, she has a feedback pedal, and it's like, oh, it's not getting the high. I can't even begin to guess how many like pedals she's gone through, but the same with me and John, like it's just like we switch stuff out and everything, and like, I mean, and sometimes it's based on circumstance. Like, there's been times where like there's been definite tours where Greg's like, I've been playing with the floor tom and it sounds great, and then we're packing the van, we're like, sorry man, doesn't fit. Sorry, like we know
you just got to leave the floor tom there.
Yeah, but it's like we want to bring a change of clothes. So
yeah.
It's
either a change of clothes or like we'd like to bring our new record.
Yeah, something. It's like
there's no Stolen Go in the
exactly.
minivan this time.
So the wrong brand. Some things are like that. I mean, like we constantly like right now we're at my house and we're playing at my house, and it's like I have we get I get asked this all the time because like on tour we're using like the single 12s with like these solid state heads, and everyone's like, do you play that at home? It's like, I have never once taken my tour head out of my bag when I get home, because at home I have like a Vox, a Fender Twin, or a Dusky head, like all these tube things. But it's just like we can't really do it. But I mean, we've been like, we never settle in a spot. All of us kind of like are like, every tour it's like, we got it this time. Problem solved. Like, everything from the last tour, everything, we got it. This one's gonna, and then we do that tour, and then we're like, okay, nope.
we get to the first sound check. We get to the first sound check, and we're like, we made every decision wrong.
Yeah. In between tours, John and I are like texting each other like pedals, and we're like, this is it. This will be the one. This is the like how you want to do this and this. Problem solved. But
and even if something like works for that first show and works continue, like by the end of the tour, you hate it, and you hate like you're just sick of everything. And then so when you're planning for the next tour, you're trying to find different solutions to some of the same problems.
So let's talk about this live stream. You guys are together for the first time in almost 2 years, playing some of these songs for the first time ever, right? And you're about to do this live stream on December 12th on Bandcamp.
We've taped it. Yeah, it'll be out December 12th. It's done.
How did it feel to play songs in person for the first time that have been out for 2 years?
Like a well-worn in slipper. I don't know, because it was strange. It was really strange. I wasn't expecting this. We started playing them, and it was like,
it was as if we had recorded them together.
Yeah.
In the garden. But
mentally, we'd already visualized it. Yeah. It's not visual; it's more sound. But it's like it was like it just settled in. Like I mean, like one of the songs. Damaged eyes squinting into the beautiful overhot sun. That
one of my favorites.
I had never played the drums on that song.
Right.
you did the drums on that song.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. I don't know if you played drums or if it was samples. I don't even know. But
Yeah.
it was, I had never played it. Okay. Ed's playing it now. And we started playing it. And even having never played it ever, never having played the drum part, I felt like,
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even,
completely,
after playing it like 15 times together, that was when I realized, I was like, I never noticed once that, like that you had never, I mean, I just remembered that I had played it on the record, and I was like, and it just was completely like, oh, I never even, it was really
there
weird.
was no transition.
There was no transition.
Yeah, I just,
Wow.
I don't think, it's not even that any of us, it's not that it sounds necessarily like the record. It was more like, it just, I don't know, mentally we had already familiarized. It just, I don't know. The songs already felt like old friends. It was strange.
Yeah.
That's great. So Joyful Noise and Deerhoof worked together on various elaborate, weird, format projects.
Yeah, when Polyvinyl was still releasing the CD and LP versions, we had started doing cassette versions,
Right.
and then started doing the flexi books, and then we'd done some special one-off things with Joyful Noise of flexi disc singles and stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe some compilation tracks. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we did the Artist in Residence, which had Mountain Moves as sort of the centerpiece. But our first proper record outside of a weird release concept or whatever to do together was Future Teenage Cave Artists. And at the label, we like to have weekly meetings with bands during a release campaign, which is usually like 4 months maybe. And we started doing that with you guys, and then the pandemic happened,
And then you got stuck with us.
and then we just kept having them.
Yeah, because we were putting out albums more frequently than every 4 months.
How I see it is like, you guys keep coming up with great new releases, so we want to keep working on them, but it's also like musical therapy. How do I say it? Like, I don't think there's any better band for a label to navigate the apocalypse with.
You're welcome.
We would say the same with Joyful Noise.
Yeah,
for us.
absolutely.
It's been really fantastic. I mean, like,
Part 2 of the interview coming soon.